Hello students. So in the previous class we were discussing what is electric current. Okay, now let us start the actual course. Okay, so this is first unit, DC circuit analysis. The first concept in first unit is electrical circuit elements. Okay, so as I earlier told you that there are three basic elements in electrical engineering for circuit analysis. They are resistance R, inductance L and capacitance C. Okay, so let us take our first parameter, resistance, which is symbol as R. Okay, so let us see the definition for a resistance. Okay, as electric current is flow of free electrons, here the resistance is opposition offered by a substance. Substance is nothing but any material. Okay, a material. Substance is a material. Okay, the opposition offered by a substance to flow of free electrons. That means the opposition offered by a substance to electric current. I can write it as the opposition to electric current. Can I write like this? Okay, the flow of free electrons is nothing but electric current. The opposition to free electrons, the opposition to electric current is nothing but our resistance. Okay, so free electrons cause current, but here resistance is opposing that flow of current. As I told you in the previous class that a copper strip has free electrons. Okay, so free electrons flow in the direction based on the polarity given by the battery. Okay, if this is my battery, the electrons will flow like this. Okay, this is for copper, because copper is a conductive material. Okay, it is a conductor. That means it has high number of free electrons. Okay, if the number of electrons which are free, that means if the number of free electrons are more, I can say the material is a conductor. Okay, if the number of the number of free electrons are less or absent, that material is called insulator. Okay, there are two types of material for your observation. Okay, one is conductor. Here this is a conductor. Conductor is having free electrons. That means it can conduct, it can pass electric current through it. But the second material is insulator. Okay, insulator is nothing but it has no free electrons. Okay, that means it cannot pass electric current through it. Okay, these two are the two important materials for your observation. Okay, so first one is conductor, which has free electrons and it can conduct electricity. Okay, example, metals such as silver, copper, aluminum are conductors. Okay, and they offer little opposition to flow of free electrons. That's why they are called conductors. On the other hand, the substances which offer high opposition to flow of electric current, nothing but the substances which have high resistance are called insulators. Examples are glass, rubber, mica, etc., etc. Okay, that means the substances which offer low opposition to our free electrons, that means flow of free electrons, are called conductors. Okay, conductors are conductor. Conductor is a material, okay, which offers less opposition. Ideally no opposition, but practically there will be small opposition to electric current. Okay, I am defining electric conductor here. Okay, so the examples are metals, silver, copper and aluminum. Okay, these are the conductor materials. That means they offer high electric current and they offer low opposition to the electric current. That means they possess high number of free electrons. That means they offer less opposition to electric current. Then another materials is insulator. Okay, that means the property of substance. This is a type of substance that offers high opposition to flow of electrons. High opposition to flow of free electrons. That means the atoms and molecules in the insulators will bombard with the free electrons. If this is my atom in insulator, okay, let me say these are the atoms in insulator. Okay, if I have free electrons like this, if I have these two are free electrons. Okay, these atoms are molecules in insulator material. This is my insulator material. Okay, these atoms of insulator material will bombard or collide with these free electrons and oppose the flow of free electrons. Okay, so this is the property of insulation. So the insulators examples are rubber, mica, glass, etc., etc. These all are insulating materials. That means they cannot allow flow of free electrons. They oppose flow of free electrons. Okay, so insulators have their own advantages and conductors have their own advantages and applications. Okay, both two have collateral applications and advantages. Okay, without conductor we cannot have insulator, without insulator we cannot place conductor. Actually, that will be explained in further classes. Okay, this is about resistance. Resistance is nothing but a property of the material. Any material which opposes the flow of free electrons is called resistance of the material. Okay, the property of material that opposes the flow of free electrons is nothing but resistance. That means the opposition offered by a substance for free electrons is resistance. Okay, the symbol is, that means the letter indicate R is resistance, and here the symbol for resistance is this one. Okay, this is the symbol for resistance. Okay, this zigzag of path of electricity is nothing but the opposition offered to the electricity. Okay, here it is not smooth one, here it is zigzag one. That means this is resistance property of material. Okay, this is symbol, this is letter, and this is symbol, and unit of the resistance is ohm. Okay, unit, as our current has unit as amperes. Okay, the resistance unit is ohm, resistance unit is ohm, and symbol for ohm is this one. This is A, this is, so the resistance has ohm as a unit. This is a symbol for ohm, and this is a symbol for resistance. I hope you understand the concept of resistance. Okay, free electrons, the flow of free electrons is nothing but current, and the opposition to flow of current is nothing but resistance. Okay, which is denoted with R, and the units are ohm, that is the symbol. So this is about resistance. Okay, now let us see the factors on which our resistance depends. Okay, factors upon which resistance depends. Okay, now let us see the factors upon which our resistance depends. Okay, so the first factor on which our resistance depends, okay, is length. That means as the length of the material increases, our resistance property of the material will also increase. That means our resistance R will directly proportional to length of the material. That means L is the length of the material, length of resistive material or material. Okay, if the material length is increased, that means this is directly relation, right? If the L increases, our resistance will also increase. So this is the property of length and resistance. That means our resistance is directly proportional to our length of the material. Okay, and if the cross section area, that means if this is my material, this is my copper strip. Okay, let me consider a copper strip. Okay, if this length of this copper strip is L, the length of the copper strip is L, this is my copper strip. Copper strip means, because copper is a conductive material, it has free electrons, I am considering copper as example. Okay, if the more is the length of the copper material, the more will be the resistance of the material. Okay, the more is the length of the copper material, the more will be the resistance. Okay, this is one factor. And the another factor is, here this is the cross section area. So this is the cross section area of a cylindrical copper wire. Okay, if this is a cylindrical copper wire, okay, I hope you know the cylinder, right? This is a cylinder. Okay, this is cylindrical structure. Okay, if this is a cylindrical copper strip, here the area is given as A. Area of A is the area of the strip, area of copper conductor. So this is my copper conductor now. So if this is area, okay, area of cross section, if I increase the area of cross section to this one, to new level, if I increase the area of cross section to this one, this is my new area of cross section, you can see that the free electrons will flow freely in this bigger copper strip rather than the smaller strip. That means the small area of cross section of the material will offer high resistance. Okay, and if the cross section is high, the resistance offered by the material is less. I hope you understand. If there is small pipe, let us consider for simple example, if there is small pipe, okay, if I have to connect this pipe, small pipe, to this big pipe, you can see this small pipe cannot adjust with the flow of this water in the big pipe. Okay, if I have to connect these two, this small pipe will offer high resistance. That means it cannot accommodate the water in the big pipe. So this is like if my small conductor is having high resistance to flow of free electrons. If in place of small pipe, if I connect the big pipe, the flow of water will be very free. So that is a simple example. If the small is the area of cross section, the high will be the resistance offered by the material. If more will be the area of cross section of the material, the small will be the resistance offered. Okay, that means if the area of cross section is small, okay, if the area of cross section of the material is small, it offers high resistance. Okay, that means if the area of cross section A is small, it offers high resistance to the flow of electrons. Okay, if area of cross section is high, large and big, the resistance offered to the flow of electrons is less. That means you can see if one is decreasing, another is increasing. That means it is inverse relation. That means our resistance of the material will inversely proportional to area of cross section of material. Okay, if small will be the area of cross section, that will offer high resistance to the flow of free electrons. Okay, so these two are the factors till now. Okay, and the third factor that depends, that resistance of the material depends, is nature of the material. Our R depends on the nature of the material. Nature of the material. Okay, nature of the material means there are generally three types of materials available. First one is conductor, second one is semiconductor. Okay, you already know about these things. and third one is insulator isotope. So I have explained to you about insulator and conductor, but semiconductor is one specific material which has the property of conductor and insulator depending upon the conditions applied to the semiconductor, and this semiconductor will be very useful for your computer science engineering. Okay, silicon and germanium are the semiconductor materials examples, and by using them we can design our electronic circuits. Okay, and the fourth most important factor on which our resistance depends on is temperature. Okay, temperature is also one factor on which our resistance of the material will depend. Okay, so let us summarize these factors so that we can obtain a relation for our resistance. Okay, here you can see our resistance is directly proportional to length of the material and it is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the material. Okay, these are directly proportional. These are proportional relation. If I have to remove the proportionality, I have to keep a constant. Okay, that constant is called resistivity of the material. Okay, this is also one factor here. Okay, our resistance R equal to rho is nothing but resistivity or specific resistance of the material, resistivity of the material Okay, so here the rho is nothing but resistivity of the material. L is nothing but length of the material, and A is area of cross section of material. Okay, so this is the expression for our resistance, which is given by R equal to rho L by A. Okay, here the value of R, the value of rho depends on the nature of the material. Okay, here the rho value will be depend upon the nature of the material. That's why our resistance will also be depends upon the nature of the material. If rho is depend upon the nature of material, our R will obviously depends upon the nature of the material. So this is about resistance concept. Okay, in the next class we will be discussing the property of resistivity, specific resistivity or specific resistance or resistivity of the material. So this can also be called as specific resistance. Rho is nothing but specific resistance. I hope you understand the concept. R, resistance, is nothing but property of the material which opposes the flow of free electrons. Okay, so here R is the letter indicates resistance and this is the symbol for resistance, and unit for resistance is ohm. Okay, so here these are the factors on which our resistance depends. So resistance of the material will depend on the length of the material, and also it depends on the area of cross section. If length is more, our resistance will be more. Okay, if area of cross section is more, our resistance will be less. Okay, R is directly proportional to L, length of the material, and R is inversely proportional to A, which is nothing but area of cross section of material. Area of cross section of material. Okay, and our resistance will also be dependent on our nature of the material, because our specific resistance is dependent upon the nature of the material. Our R will obviously depends on our nature of the material, and R will also be dependent on our temperature. Actually, the more is the temperature, okay, the more is the temperature in the atom, the agitation of molecules are very high. The agitation, that means they will move like randomly if the temperature of the material increases. Okay, if they move randomly, they will oppose the flow of free electrons. They will bombard with the free electrons. Okay, if the temperature of the material is high, our electrons or atoms in the material, molecules in the material will agitate. That means they randomly move from one place to another place. Okay, and that movement will cause some obstruction to our free electrons, that will increase our resistance. Okay, so this is directly proportional relation. If temperature of the material increases, the agitation of the molecules will increase, and that will obstruct our flow of free electrons, that will increase our resistance. Okay, opposition to our free electrons will nothing but resistance. If the more is the temperature, the more is the resistance. Okay, and due to bombardment of free electrons with atoms, there will be a heat production in the conductor or material. Heat production in the material due to the bombardment of free electrons and molecules of the material. There will be some heat production in the material due to bombardment of free electrons and atoms. Okay, so this is about resistance. In the next class we will be discussing the property of resistivity. Okay, then we will continue with our inductor and capacitor. Okay, I hope you understand. Thank you.